Spencer Lazara for MMAinterviews.tv. I'm alongside Bellator CEO and a happy man, Mr. Bjorn Rebney. Extraordinary night, I would say, tonight. Great action. How excited are you with how the night unfolded?
Pretty excited. We had a good night. You know what I mean? It's hasn't been a lot of sleep over the last couple of weeks, so I'm not bubbling like I've had a lot of cups of coffee, but it was a good night. You know, we had 4 fights. We had 3 finishes. We had 2 amazing world title fights. Michael Chandler looked unbelievable and unstoppable. Pat Curran looked spectacular and, you know, kind of re-solidified himself as one of the top 2 featherweights in the world. I think Chandler really put the flag down and laid claim to the fact that, hey, I'm one of the best lightweight fighters on earth today. And some great finishes. I mean, we had some amazing finishes in the show and in our quarterfinal round of our 205 tournament. TV show, I haven't seen it yet because I was sitting cage side and I was bouncing back and forth to the truck, so I can't talk to the production quality, but I got a lot of messages from people going, whoa, this looks great, it's jumping off the screen, the graphics look great, the stories are unbelievable. So packed house, sold out house, great energy in the house in Southern California in Irvine, so all around it, you know, it feels good. I had my whole family there and they got to enjoy it with me, and, you know, I'm 5 minutes from home, so it was a good night.
How important is it to have guys like Mike and Pat, guys who are some of the best on the planet, you know, as staples of your organization moving forward?
Oh, it's huge. It's huge, and it speaks loudly to who we are as an organization. Finding a guy like Pat Curran, taking him from really nowhere over a couple-year period and through, I mean, it's not our hard work, it's Pat's hard work, but being able to recognize that talent and then developing and seeing him go from a total unknown to the number 2 ranked 145-pounder on earth, or Michael Chandler, a guy who nobody knew and nobody had heard of, and he had fought on a few scattered shows, and we found him and gave him this opportunity, and then his talent plus our marketing machine have turned him into one of the, you know, best lightweight fighters in the world. So, you know, that's great to see. I mean, it's just great to see that evolve and see that the kind of the vision and the idea come to fruition with guys like Mike and guys like Pat.
It seems like the toughest test for you moving forward is to find competition on their level. Somebody that can really give them a quality fight.
Yeah, and you know what? I mean, that's where I'm a lucky guy, because I've got Sam Kaplan as our VP of Talent Development and Zach Light and a team of people that work for them. And literally every day they're sending me emails, and they're sending me emails with links to footage and going, look at this guy. If we give this guy a 5-fight developmental deal in 10 months, fighting every 2 months, this guy could be here, and this guy, I mean, it's just, you know, and who knows what he will materialize into, but Will Brooks is an example. A young fighter that, you know, that Sam Kaplan called me about, and you don't know where he's going to go. But Sam Kaplan said, this kid has got amazing raw talent. He could be the next Pat Curran, the next Michael Chandler. And we've got 7 of those guys that we're signing. So that's what really the company's about.
Definitely very excited to see that. What's next week? Obviously, King Mo, huge event. I mean, do you hope? It seems like these 2 events, these 2 weeks are really going to do well. The 3rd week, do you feel like that will really be a test, you know, to the brand and to the future of the brand? Because these 2 weeks, you got those big names, you got Chandler, you know, Curran, and then that one.
Yeah, I mean, look, next week we've got King Mo Lawala, we got Askren fighting Namasu, and Lima's going to fight on that show. Ben Killaby Saunders is going to be on that show. It's a stacked card. The next week we've got the lightweights, and those guys have brought us literally some of the most exciting fights in the history of our cage. And then the next week we got Shlemenko fighting Michael Falcao for the world title. So it just keeps going. You know, I mean, look, people want to watch great fights, and, you know, knock on wood, tonight hopefully is a good example. We'll keep delivering unbelievable fights. If we can do that, you know, and people are going to watch.
What are you looking for? 500,000? What are you looking for a nice number?
I honestly don't focus on it. I don't focus on it. We've got an amazing partner in Viacom and in Spike, and they're real partners. I mean, they have a long-term vision for what we're doing here. They look at this like a marathon, not like a sprint. They're looking for growth. They're looking for brand development. I mean, it's one of the reasons that I was so excited when we were able to form that partnership. You know, a lot of people talk about partnerships in television. Oh, they're our TV partner. But in most cases, they're really not. These guys are our real partner. They have a huge equity stake in the company. They sit on the board. We bounce every idea back and forth off each other. So that's where you want to be.
I knew you probably wouldn't give me the same answer as you did the other day, but I tried anyway. Well, a couple free agents right now, and Rampage Jackson's got a fight coming up. He is looking at other organizations. That's somebody you're interested in. Josh Barnett. There's a number of guys in Strikeforce. Are you interested in those guys?
You know, we'll see. We've always got our eyes open. You know, when King Mo became available and he was legally able to talk to us and have those kind of conversations, jumped all over it. I got on the phone with Dixie Carter, who I talk to regularly, and Dixie and I put a strategy together, and we ran it by Kevin Kay at Spike, and we all came together and said, hey, we could do something real special with this guy, and pitched it to Mo, and Mo responded to it. I mean, that's, that's where you want to be. And who knows? Who knows who the next guy is we may go after or may not? We'll see.
Seems like Rampage would just be a tremendous fit as well, just like King Mo in that wrestling and fighting, persona. And a fight between them is something that would be just massive.
It could be. Look, Rampage has got another fight with the UFC, and I'm sure he's got an awful lot of focus going on right now in terms of that fight. He's got a very tough fight on his hands, and who knows? I mean, look, I'm a Rampage fan, but anybody who's ever watched MMA over the last 5 to 10 years is a Rampage fan. So, you never know. I mean, he's got a contract with the UFC. We'll see what happens when and if that contract expires or comes to an end.
And I guess the obvious other question is Eddie Alvarez. I know you can't talk too much about it, but what can you tell us?
It's just had 4 good years working with Ed, where he and I were very close and had a good working relationship where we communicated really openly. We've had 4 weeks of not such a good relationship, and things have gotten, things have digressed into a fight. And, the reality is that I hope we can reach some kind of a conclusion and a settlement to this situation and move forward. You know what I mean? I honestly do. I hope we can get to that point. I don't know if we will, but I'm hopeful,
Okay, and I guess looking forward to the next week's show. Yep. King Mo, Bellator, Spike TV, Bjorn Rebney, Spencer Lazar. You're watching MMAinterviews.tv.